Hi guys, I'm Kay with ISpeakSpokeSpoken.com, and today we're going to look at mastering simple past and present perfect tenses. Don't forget, you can click here to download the slides and take a quiz at the end to make sure that you've learned everything we're going to cover today. So, let's look at simple past tense. Simple past tense is the tense that we use to describe actions or situations that have been completed at a specific time. And it's important to pay attention to regular verbs by adding ed because it happened in the past. And for irregular verbs, make sure that you're changing them to the correct form. Let's take a look at some examples. I walked to the park yesterday. We've changed our verb here with ed, and we have our specific time. She thought about the proposal last night. We've got our irregular verb for the past and our specific time last night. And they went to Italy last summer. We have our irregular verb and our specific time. And let's take a look at pronunciation. Even though there's an ed at the end, it makes a t sound. Walked, walked, walked. Good. And about has stress on the second syllable. About, about. And Italy has stress on the first syllable. Italy, Italy. Very good. So let's look at some common mistakes and corrections. We wouldn't say, I have finished my homework yesterday, because we know we need to use simple past because we have our specific time frame. We simply say, I finished my homework yesterday, adding ed to the verb to make it simple past. And let's look at some more examples. So we can also use the simple past to talk about habits or sequential events that happened in the past. For example, we visited my grandparents every Sunday. Here we have our simple past verb, and we do have specific time, but this is to show a past habit. It's not happening now. We're not talking about the future. It's in the past, and it has been completed. It's not ongoing. In the next example, first, I checked the email, then I replied to it. This is showing a sequence of events in the past. We have checked, ed shows us it's our simple past verb, and then replied, again, ed, simple past verb, and we have the sequence. First, I checked the email, completed in the past, then I replied to it. Now let's take a look at pronunciation. Yesterday has stress on the first syllable. Yesterday, yesterday. And visited, this one is a little funny because everything kind of gets smushed together. Visited, visited. Good. And grandparents has stress on the first syllable. Grandparents, grandparents. And replied has stress on the second syllable. Replied, replied. Good. So now that we've covered simple past, let's look at present perfect tense. So we use present perfect tense to link events that have happened with the present moment. And we use have or has plus the past participle of the verb. Let's look at the formation for present perfect. We use have or has plus the past participle. For example, have seen or has gone. Let's look at some example sentences. I have lost my keys. So we have, and our past participle. I have lost my keys means at some point I lost my keys, so it's a past action that has relevance to the present time. She has traveled to Japan recently. Have or has with the past participle. So we can use present perfect to talk about life experiences. Even though we're talking about things that happened in the past, it's relevant to now because life experiences certainly affect the present moment and who we are at this time. Or for example, they have been friends for years. We have, and been. Remember, it's our irregular past participle. They have been friends for years. This is a friendship that started in the past, but it has continued to the present. So it's a past event that has relevance to the future. Now let's double check our pronunciation. Lost, lost. Keys, keys. Remember, this S makes the Z sound. Keys. Good. And traveled has emphasis on the first syllable. Traveled, traveled. Japan has emphasis on the second syllable. Japan, Japan. Recently, emphasis on the first syllable. Recently, recently. Good. And friends, again, the S is making the Z sound. Friends, friends. And another Z sound for the S. Years, years. Good. Now we can look at some common mistakes and corrections for present perfect. They are living here since 2005. This is incorrect use. The correct way to say it would be they have lived here since 2005, or they have been living here since 2005. Again, this is to show an action that happened in the past with relevance to the future time. They moved here at some point in the past, and they have continued up until the present. So the present perfect tense is really versatile because you can use it to talk about past events or life experiences that happen at an unspecified time or for ongoing actions. So here's some examples about the versatility of present perfect. Have you ever climbed a mountain? This is asking if you've completed this action at any time in the past. It's not giving a specific time frame. Or, for example, my brother has broken his leg twice. Again, it's talking about things that have happened in the past, but not with a specific time frame. And we have known each other since childhood. So again, this is talking about life experiences and things which have happened in the past. And let's check our pronunciation. Climbed. Just one syllable, even though it has ED on the end. Climbed, climbed. And mountain has emphasis on the first syllable. Mountain, mountain. And broken, stress the first syllable. Broken, broken. Childhood, put the emphasis on the first syllable. Childhood, childhood. Good. And don't forget, you can download these slides and take a quiz at the end to make sure that you know the difference between simple past and present perfect. So these are the two most essential tenses you want to focus on in studying English. And maybe the most confusing is present perfect, but just remember, it's really versatile. So make sure to study these tips so you can distinguish between the two and use them fluently in your English. So the difference is time reference. The simple past refers to a specific time frame that something was completed, whereas present perfect has a vague sense of time, and it could be an event that happened in the past that's affecting the present. Now let's look at some more examples. She has studied French. We know that this is present perfect because it doesn't give us a specific time frame that something was completed, but it has relevance to now. Normally, when people talk about having studied something, even if it happened in the past, it affects the present because that knowledge they gained from studying something in the past, they still have with them and they can apply it to the present. Let's look at the next example. Did you visit the museum last Saturday? Very simply, we know because of did and last Saturday, the specific time frame, this is simple past. It's a specific time and we know that it's simple past. And for example, he has just finished the assignment. We know that this is present perfect because we have has and our past participle. And this is a recent action. Someone just finished something means it was completed in the past, but it wasn't so far in the past. And it's relevant to now because if he has just finished the assignment, it probably means he completed it in time and he's ready to move on to the next part of his studies. So remember, with simple past and present perfect, the key difference is the nuance in time. Simple past refers to actions completed at a specific time, but present perfect refers to actions completed in the past that have relevance to now. Don't forget to download these slides and take a quiz to make sure that you can master the differences between simple past and present perfect. Once again, I'm Kay with ISpeakSpokeSpoken.com. It's been great teaching you, and I'll see you next time. Bye!